Good day, everyone. Hi, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sharon Henry, and the channel is Sweets at Sharon. Guys, I know that, and I assume that everybody by now who has a television, who has a phone, who have access to the news, is in touch with what is going on in America. That yes, the president is true to his word. So he started the deportation process, and I am concerned about my Jamaican fellow citizens who are deported back to the States. Guys, Jamaica is never a really friendly environment for deportees. Um, Especially when I was a young one and living in Jamaica. My community, we were never learned to be friendly to deportees. Why? Because those days deportees were known as people who went to America or Canada or England, and they had a lifestyle in Jamaica, and then they um, go abroad illegally to roll the dice. So you may know what that means. Rolling dice is, yeah. That means they go to juggle or whatever the situation is. So of course, um, they were mainly young men, and they have already had a reputation in the community, and they would go abroad by any means to roll the dices, and then of course trouble follow them to America, Canada, or England, and then they are dipped back to Jamaica, and many people know their business. They're being watched in the community when they come back. They're being ostracized, and the police know their names. So that's how I used to know about deportees that came back to Jamaica. So therefore, they were persona non grata. Nobody wanted to talk to them. They were isolated, and their family members don't want to have anything to do with them. So I was living in a community where a guy was deported. I did not know the guy personally, but I know of the guy because it was a family of them, and we know what they used to do. But I think the elder brother went to the States, and yeah, he was deported. And I tell you, the first week, when we were aware that the guy came to Jamaica, he used to hang out, in the square, and basically was standing alone. You never see him with any friends, even his friends that he had before he went there, because he didn't stay long in the States, and we heard that he was deported, and even his family members isolated him. And so every time, you would see him, you used to have some young women in the community, and I assume they didn't want to have anything to do with him either. And then I used to hear people sing this song. I don't know if you remember the Deportees song, You Wretch You. And they used to sing it to the guy. Me being a Christian, and being a friendly person, I would pass. I would say, "Hello, how are you doing?" And just that. And he said, "I'm good," and be gone. So he was basically isolated, and less than a year, he was murdered. Sorry, he was unalive. Yeah, somebody took his life. So yeah. So why am I saying this? Guys, it's a different situation now. People who are being deported are not all criminals, okay? Wish everybody know, but I'm just saying my piece. People that are being deported now in this climate are, most of them are hardworking people. People who, they got visas to go to the States and mainly overstayed because, they want a better life. They want to stay up there and look after their children. A lot of them, their children are going to high school. They go up there with the intention to get somebody to marry them, and so they can get their stay and work and look after their elder parents and, some of them, the grandparents of the children, and they stay there and they work and they send their money back home to look after the children. And remember, those dollars that is sent back to Jamaica help the Jamaican economy. Most of the foreign exchange that Jamaica accumulate is from either people who are documented people in the States, documented Jamaicans, or even undocumented Jamaicans who are working and sending their money back to Jamaica, remittance. Yeah. So, what I want to say, I'm saying this to say that Jamaicans, please be nice to the deportees, especially those whom are honest, hardworking, loving, good citizens. They are not criminals, because I assume that the ones that are criminals are not going to be sent back into the community, especially if they had criminal records in Jamaica. I was listening to the Prime Minister, and he was basically saying that he had some harsh words for anybody who is coming to cause trouble, that the system is going to deal with them. We're here and we're going to deal with you if you come and commit crime. Never mind him, because he's not even dealing with the ones who are there committing crime anyway. So I hope there are system put in place that if criminals are deported, they can take care or do their due diligence with that. I'm not here to work out the situation, because I'm kind of tired of Jamaica with the way they deal with crime. All right, you guys know me. So, as I said, people that are deported, I'm talking to you, women, men who unfortunately you were in the state and you did not get your documents, and now the president of America is sending you back to your country. That's your country. You don't have to be afraid. You don't owe nobody nothing. You belong in Jamaica. Jamaican people, they are Jamaicans, and they are to be treated as Jamaicans. I assume, that Jamaica has stuff in place for people who are coming back. I hope so. I know that Jamaica is a hard place when it comes to looking after poor and unfortunate people. But I hope we have the churches. They're running many agencies. I think there are places that you can go to get help to sort yourself out. For those who have savings account in the country, because I tell you, I believe that a lot of those people who are deported have established themselves in Jamaica. I'm sorry for the ones who were working their money, sending it to family members to build structure, to build houses, and they got robbed, because all of that is in the mix. A lot of them, they tried, but the family members in Jamaica robbed them. At least that's what's in the news. You can see it all the time, how people got a raw deal who is in the state undocumented, can't go home, but send their money home and get, a raw deal. I hope not many people are in that situation. But guys, remember that most of those people that are being sent home were not in the States with bad intention. They really wanted to get their documentation, but it was hard. It was hard. It's not an easy thing. I know of people in Canada here who they tried, and they did not get through. And thank God, Canada they deport people too. But, sorry, Canada if you're undocumented and you're working, and we have Canada have a lot of agencies that you can go to try to get your papers, and they, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So please, Jamaican people, my beautiful people who live in Jamaica, be nice. Lend a helping hand. Um, it's hard for anybody to open their home to somebody who they don't know, but be a friend, be a big brother, be a big sister, be a spiritual leader for somebody who came back, were sent back. See if you can help, rather than joining with others who are going to curse them out, telling them, oh, you were in foreign and you did not do anything for yourselves, and yeah, you're rich, you were sent back. We don't want that kind of climate. I hope it's of the past and it will not happen again. I don't doubt that I have family members, younger family members who are in the situation, and I'm praying for them. Some of them we don't communicate directly, but indirectly I know of them, and I hope God God will always work it out. So I think if you are there, rather than to be put in chains to be sent back, buy your ticket and go back to your country, because it's your country and you will survive. If you're strong, you will survive. Don't go back and be depressed, and as they say, don't go get sick out, depressed, and mad out. No. Hold your head up high, push for whatever help you can get and establish yourself. One of the things I learned is that many of those undocumented immigrants, they worked in social services like personal support workers, restaurants. They upgraded their skills, their work. And so Jamaica need those skills. So of course, if you were doing that, go apply to nursing homes. Jamaica has a lot of nursing homes now. Yeah, so go apply to nursing homes. Don't cry, don't fret. Pray and push, and God will help you. And again, I say to my fellow Jamaicans, be nice to them and lend a helping hand. Sometimes when things like this happen, we laugh, we criticize. But listen, I think that even us who are legal immigrants in this country have to remember that at any time, you never know what will happen. At any time, they can put laws in place to say, okay, this is the reason why you can't stay here. So it can happen to anybody, right? It can happen to anybody. So I encourage you to be nice to them. And I encourage you, anybody who are in these countries undocumented, it's not going to be America alone. It's happening in England. It's happening in Canada. Maybe, for the man over there, who he likes to put on a show when he's doing anything. He likes to embarrass people, make you feel bad, because he already think everybody is dirty and he is clean. But God will deal with him. Many people are saying that God put him in place. Oh, we don't know. We don't know what is going on, so we're not going to be hating on him either. He's not a lovable person, but we don't have time to be thinking about him. He's doing what he's doing. You do what you can do for yourself and your fellow men. Go back to Jamaica. Jamaica is your country. Jamaica is a resourceful country. Jamaica may not have a lot of jobs, for you, but Jamaican people know how to hustle and uplift themselves. So I encourage you, don't hold your head down. As long as you're a law-abiding citizen, you did not steal anything, you were not in any shenanigans, go back to your country. If they send you back, hold your head up high, go hustle, do something for yourself and build your country. I mean, Jamaica need a lot of skilled workers, because that's why Jamaica has the brain drain, because a lot of people had migrated to better their lives, and all now they're not documented. So chances are maybe, it's the same people who run to have a better life will be sent back. So, hey, take your skill and establish yourself. I think we are lack of nurses in the country, teachers in the country, skilled workers in the country. Go back with your skill and build a better and a more beautiful Jamaica. All right. And I am praying for you, because, if God is in the vessel, you can smile at the storm. All right. So thank you for watching. And I hope everything, sorry, will be well with you. Bye and peace out.